Welcome one, welcome all to DeFi Crypto and Airdrops. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and with me as always on Tuesdays and Fridays is my co-host Jeff from the Blockchain Report. How's it going, brother?
It is going well. Had a pretty busy week. It seems like, job hunting in itself is a job. But I
It's a
had a lot
pain in
of
the ass. How's that? I
oh
mean, how's
man.
that going for you?
Had well, I'm waiting to hear back from a couple recruiters right now. I had some like 4 or 5 initial discussions this week and 2 official interviews. So a lot of talking and meeting and coordinating. So and with the holidays next week, I'm hoping to hear back before Wednesday. So
Oh
at
yeah,
least with
yeah.
some of them. But I didn't realize Thanksgiving was next week, man. It's fucking flying by. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So,
Hey,
but it's
what
been
up,
good.
Jay? What's up, Jay? How's it going, brother?
What's up?
So
What's
yeah.
up?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. What's up, Jay?
So yeah, this episode we don't have a topic. We're just gonna have a couple of drinks. I got myself some Kraken. Got me
Ooh, the
got me the
rum.
Kraken, and I'm gonna sip on that, and we're just gonna shoot the shit. I think people are just beat up. They've probably heard enough about why the shit's dumping and all those shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just kind of talk about life, talk a little bit about crypto. There's some updates, for the new Aerodrome platform, some tokenomics and some of the mechanics were released. We can talk about that. I got a couple of just funny videos pulled up if we just want to laugh. Showed Jeff those before he went live. But for the most part, this is just going to be kind of a mental health, freaking check where if you're out there and you just want to hang out, pour yourself a drink, smoke it if you got it, and we're just gonna hang. So, Jeff, do you want to introduce the socials and the newsletter and stuff, and we'll get into this?
Yeah, shoot my screen up there if you don't mind, kind sir.
All right.
And yeah, I'd like to hear on the aerodrome stuff later. I'd like to hear what you and David kind of discussed after the show the other day. Because I
Oh
know
yeah,
that you
yeah.
mentioned that you brought up some stuff that you were able to find and kind of plant that seed that, because he was, it was a nice discussion, but
Oh no,
we'll get in.
and trust me, after the show, I mean, people that watched, I mean, it felt like it was getting heated. Not at all, not at all. It's it was just
Mhm.
very passionate, and after the show, yeah, it was. I mean, we hung out for like 30 minutes and just kind of went over stuff, and I showed him some things, and didn't convert him to being an aerodrome holder or anything, but just showed him some stuff because before we went live, he wasn't even aware that Aerodrome was coming out with a new platform. He didn't know there was
Mhm.
going to be a new Aero token, any of that. And so, right before we went live, is kind of when I queued him up about that stuff. So he hadn't looked into any of it yet, and I wasn't
Mhm.
prepared either to have that in depth of a discussion on it, because I'm still going over the videos. There's some of the videos are like 5-6 hours fucking long.
Oh
That
damn.
from that Dromos freaking event that they had where they presented it all to the public.
Yeah.
There's some super long videos, and I haven't gotten through them all yet. I mean, today I had 4 different live shows I had to do. I did one this morning with a lawyer that's tokenizing a legal fund, a friend of Taylor's, and then I was
Hmm.
on 2 Mario Nafals, and then now I'm doing this one. And so it's just like there's only so many hours in the day. It's like damn. But go ahead,
And you
son.
got to eat, and you got to eat and get some sunshine too. So
Oh yeah, I got to get a workout in, and yeah. So.
no, we appreciate all of you for joining us on this fabulous Friday. Hope you had a great week, getting ready for the weekend. Here at DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, me and Mike go live every Tuesday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mike also goes live other times throughout the week. Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, with Money Talks with a estate attorney Taylor and financial planner Jeff, or TradFi Jeff, or Texas Jeff. All the Jeffs are in one place.
Any one of them works.
Yeah. Um, We also had a great discussion with some DeFi experts, Jake Call and David from Metrics Finance and the DeFi University on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And Mike also has his interviews on Thursdays. Well, he actually did one this morning um, with Kevin, who Taylor is linked you up with, right? And that
Yeah,
was
so basically, Taylor, of course, is a lawyer, and so he has lawyer friends, and a couple of his
Mhm,
friends. He had me talk to him months ago because they're trying to tokenize a legal fund.
mhm.
And I can get into that here in a bit. Actually, I will. But long story short, I did an interview with him because it's just a really interesting use case, and they're actually going to be launching their token in January. So go ahead and finish up, and
Yeah,
we can dive into that and other stuff.
yeah. Yeah, and if you're new to DeFi, Mike has a DeFi Academy, a whole series of videos with great resources on getting started in DeFi. And Jake Call, or check out our brother channels, Jake Call at DeFi Income. He also has Metrics Finance, which we'll kind of highlight right here. Blockchain Basement, Discover Crypto, and DeFi University. Metrics Finance, great platform for tracking your DeFi portfolio. You can get started for free, but if you are advanced in DeFi, there is paid memberships that has some incredible tools. And this elite price is only available until the end of the month. After that, it goes back to the normal price of 1,000 per year. So right now, it's basically less than $80 a month if you do it all up front. But there are monthly subscriptions. But start for free and see how it can benefit you. And if it saves you money, bump it up. Also, David's DeFi University, they have daily mentorships from between Monday and Friday, one-on-one coaching, a whole 6-course mastery program, and that's 97 a month. And there's also some incredible people from that community coming over to ours and sharing their insights and expertise in our free Discord as well. We have a free Discord that all the links are in the description below. You can come in here, and we've got some awesome people in there just sharing all kinds of alpha, from liquidity pools to sharing base app codes to,
Dude,
hot
that's where I got
airdrops.
that's where I got mine. The my early access to the base app is one of the people in the community gave it to me in the Discord. So
hmm
yeah.
Spread it to a bunch of people. And also the new newsletter, Mike's DeFi Wise newsletter. So
Well,
this is
me and Taylor, we put it together. We both get up at 4 a.m. to put this thing together to make sure it gets to everybody in their inbox first thing. But it's been
mhm,
out a week now, and every single day we have nailed the our quant. We've nailed, and it's only $20 a month for the newsletter, but we've nailed the Bitcoin price, the ETH price on the downside because obviously everything's been going down, and the ranges that we've been given in
right
the
here. This
pools.
is today's that you shared
Yeah,
in the Discord.
yeah. So I mean, it's pretty spot on, and
hmm
but yeah. Anyway, it's actually freaking turning out to be a really. We had somebody today that actually gave me a review that I'm going to be putting up on the site. He just says, "Yeah, it's perfect. It's like a 5-10 minute read in the
Shit.
morning. I know what's going on in the markets. News wise, macro. I know prices of stuff. It's just just really quick, easily digestible. So anyway, let's get
That's
off.
awesome.
Let's get into this. Let's get into this.
Yeah. And it's good that you're doing that too, because we're trying to build a transparency and trustworthiness, and not just something that's like, some random price action bullshit. So it's awesome to see that it's coming together like that, and you guys are working hard.
Well, what
So
we're trying to do here is, I mean, obviously we're trying to monetize. Me and Jeff for a year, we were doing this for basically we were paying to do this, and so we're just trying to get the channel to where but we don't want to compromise our integrity. We don't want to get sponsored to do certain shows to talk about certain topics, because you never know. Is it genuine? Is it really what we think about the project? You don't, really know us. So,
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to stay away from any of that. So, we have affiliates, Metrics Finance, DeFi University. They got free stuff, they got paid stuff. You can use them both. If you do the paid stuff, we get a little bit of a kickback. Like I said, full transparency here. You don't pay any extra. It's just they give us, part of what they make, for us introducing, an affiliate. And then the newsletter. The newsletter is me and my brother Taylor. He's a lawyer. Very much into investing. Has some tools and stuff that he uses, and is a very successful trader himself. And we just package that all together and offer it for $20 a month. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of just what we got going on. Just kind of want people to know what we're about. But let's get into this. So everyone's freaking out about, and I don't mean that in a condescending way. Everyone's freaking out, and rightfully so, because the markets just keep tanking. We never really got the alt season that we were expecting. A lot of stuff that we were expecting, just hasn't happened. And people are beat down. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, here, we always try to, drill it into people, that don't be investing in the crypto markets with money that you can't afford to sit on long term. It was part of our, DeFi rules that I had posted on my account forever. Don't invest in liquidity pools where you don't believe in the assets long term. This is why is you might end up hodling these assets until the markets turn around. And if you need this money for a car, repair or a payment or your mortgage or groceries, and you got to cash out at a loss, that sucks. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you're investing in a smart way so that you don't end up losing money on money that you need. I know the money that we all want our money, but the money that I have invested in my mind, it's gone. It's just numbers on a screen. It's the only way I can stay unemotional about it and just treat it like it's almost like a game. I take it very seriously, obviously, and I do my research and stuff like that. But it's if you freak out every time it dips and you sell, and then you wait for it to pump, and then you buy back in, you're just going to get whittled away. So you need to make sure you're in good, solid projects. Make sure you believe in those assets, and if you're going to use DeFi, and especially ranged pools, and you go out of range, if you don't pull out of that or rebalance it, basically you're hodling those assets. So who knows? We could bounce tomorrow and have the rest of a really good bull run, or we could be going into a bear market. Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not that guy. I just know
Mm-hmm.
that in DeFi and airdrops, you're always making free money. So just sit back, control the things that you can control, keep earning, keep stacking so you don't have to spend your fiat, your dirty fiat, the stuff that you need to pay the bills. Stack your bags for free, relax, pour a drink, and just enjoy the ride. Because
Mm-hmm.
eventually, if you're in good projects, eventually you are going to make a lot of money. And we're going to touch on some of the data to show you that everyone's still building. TVL is still going up, and in a lot of RWA stuff, it's holding strong. It's not dipping with the rest of the market. This technology is here to stay. It's not a matter of if, it's when, as long as you're in the right projects. So, what are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on the market, Jeff? I'll get off my soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about this 80K range being the pullback area.
Yeah.
Even I was in the spaces earlier today, the one of the Wolf spaces, and they had Grant Cardone, like I was telling you earlier, Grant Cardone, Max Kaiser, and a bunch of
Oh,
other you
Wall
know.
Street.
No, not Wolf. It's what is it? Wolf Financial.
Oh, okay.
Well, they hold spaces multiple times a day throughout the week, and
Oh, okay.
they have traditional finance guys in there and crypto traders and stuff, and even some of the guys who have been mining crypto since the early 2010s. So there's a lot of smart people, high level guys, and they're saying talking about miner capitulation, how it's getting more expensive for the miners right now, and they're turning off certain mining facilities in the meantime. And he said the worst case right now could be 65 to 70K. I think 65 to 75K is the base case of floor, but that might be another 3 to 7 weeks just due to the epochs or in Bitcoin. Now, I think we're in a good buy zone, because if you look at the fear greed index, we're basically dead. we're on, we're on life support really bad. So I think now is a good time to at least start dipping your toes back in, if anything, just because it's just such bad sentiment. And even people that have been in for years are like, oh, we're going to 20K. And, even last cycle, you look at where it pulled back to, and it was the previous bull market high. So
That's the pattern
69
that
to
I've
70K.
heard a lot of people talk about today. Is that usually the pullback for an actual bear market usually pulls back and bounces off the previous all time high from the
Yeah.
previous cycle.
Yeah. And in a bear market, it's 12 months after the recent high. So let's say last month's high, what is it, 126 or so?
Something like that.
Yeah,
125.
126. So next October, at worst case, we go sideways and down the next 12 or 11 months. Um, would that be the worst thing? Yeah, I mean, it would suck for alts, but if you're in DeFi and learning DeFi, man, you're earning. You're
Dude,
earning.
I did the math today. I'm earning just over 50% APR on my
Whew.
DeFi, and I'm not in anything crazy. I do have
Mhm.
two ranged positions because they haven't gone out of range with all this dipping. It's a ETH KTA pools. I have two separate ones, and
Oh,
both of
shit.
them, because ETH and KTA are pretty correlated, it seems. Both of them have
Mm,
stayed in range, and so I haven't closed them. If they ended up
wow.
going, all ETH or all KTA, I would have just cashed them out and just, basically had more of that asset than I had before. And but the
Hmm.
rest of it is all lending, staking. I have a couple of full range pools on Aerodrome, and altogether, I'm earning like an extra $1,000. I think I have about 22,000 invested, but I'm earning an extra $1,000, a little over $1,000 a month off of it,
Shit.
and it's 100% hands off. Like I said, full range pools, lending and staking, except for those two KTA pools. So low maintenance, no
Mm.
stress, and I'm just stacking more of the Arrow, which I'm bullish as hell on. KTA, I'm still bullish on. Plume, I'm still bullish on. All the assets, nothing fundamentally has changed in any of the projects that we're always talking about.
Dude.
It's just the price. And if you remove that emotional trigger, I'm just as bullish now as I was.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's the range on the KTA pool? Mine's I think a 60% range or something like that. But
Mine.
it's been earning for a few months now, even with the drop in price from
So one
KTA.
So one of them, I have a 54% range, and I'm earning 330% on that one. 340 actually, just refreshed. And then my other one, I have a 78%. freaking range, and that one's earning 321%.
Ooh,
So
nice. And that's
massive,
wide, man. Yeah.
wide, super wide. That's that's like, yeah, wide.
There's
Um,
a dump truck wide.
oh yeah, that's like gadonk wide. But so yeah, it's that's what I mean though. Is as soon as you realize what these assets are being built for, and if you look at like stuff like Plume, if you look at stuff like Aerodrome, and the fundamentals and what they're building and who they're building it with, and the new Aerodrome
Mhm.
platform, how it's going to be multi-chain, the automations that are going to be integrated, into it. The Slipstream version 3, you're going to have native bridging, basically where, you can, with a couple of clicks, you don't have to go to any external bridges. You don't have to, whenever you're trying to get into, DeFi pools, things like that,
Mhm.
there's not all those weird extra steps that you have to do. You can just zap into it. So the functionality
Oh,
that you usually have on VFAT, all that auto compounding, that's all going to be natively on the Aerodrome platform. So you can have, say, ETH and enter into an Arrow USDC liquidity pool with that ETH, because you click and it will automatically do the swaps. It will automatically bridge if needed. It will do everything
whew.
automatically, so that you can. So it's going to make it super, super easy to do DeFi. That's all coming. Q2 of next year. Link and Linea. Swift, I think
Yep.
this weekend goes live, their upgraded system that they've been
Oh, that's
building
this
with
weekend.
Link and Linea. I think I was reading some stuff today. It made it look like that they were, was it Saturday and Sunday? Because banks are closed, they're doing the transition. And so all of
Wow.
this stuff is still being built out. JP Morgan Chase is about to launch, their token on the base network. You know, all of this stuff is
Damn.
still going on. It's, if you look at what is actually going on and ignore the price, I mean, you can't help but be bullish.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if all these institutions and banks weren't starting to transition over, or at least get involved, you can't just say, "Oh, this is all speculation and a flash in the pan and uh, fugazi." This is serious.
Fugazi,
Like
Fugazi,
fugazi, hey.
Fugazi, Fugazi, hey.
We're getting into the thick of it, and the more, hopefully, what is it, the Genius Act that they're still waiting to pass?
No, that one was a
Or the
stablecoin one, and that
No,
was
what's
signed into
the
law. It's the
what's
Clarity
the
Act.
other one? The
The
Clarity
Clarity
Act. Yeah. Yeah, they're still waiting on that, and I think that they were talking about that might even get held up, right? Because with the Dems coming in the midterm, and they might be
There's
using that, and
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't want to dive too much into that. That's a fucking, that's a hard on killer. That's, I'm wanting to keep it light and keep it fun. But yeah, no, it's definitely, the legislation and things like that is definitely a big part of it. And then with the midterms coming up, it's
Mhm.
going to be very telling on. And I would highly suggest, if you don't pay attention to politics, that you watch that, because if Democrats historically, not saying that's the way it's always going to be, but historically they were the ones that were really pushing against crypto and crypto technology, blockchain technology. You had Elizabeth Warren, that was, behind a lot of the SEC and Gary Gensler stuff. It's just,
Mhm.
they're just, I think that that's starting to change because they see the writing on the wall. Um, and a lot of these banks and stuff like that, I would guess, what was behind a lot of that pushback. But the floodgates are open now. You have a stablecoin act, the Genius Act, and then if they can get that Clarity Act through, um, as long as there's enough legislation that banks and institutions, that there's enough guardrails to where it cements, blockchain technology into, those use cases, game over. Because I mean, once laws are on the books, getting them off almost never happens. There's
Yeah.
that famous saying, that rule of thumb. You know where that comes from?
Uh-uh.
It was on Boondock Saints. I actually looked it up, and it's the truth.
Oh my gosh.
There's a rule that's still on the law books. I think it's in South Carolina or something like that. That it's still legal. They might have changed it by now, but it was still legal at the time to beat your wife as long as with a stick no wider than your thumb, as long as it was on the
Oh,
courthouse steps. Because it's an old ass law,
I
some
have heard about that.
from back in like the 1700s and 1800s when it was fucking legal to beat your lady. Yeah, I can only imagine that freaking world. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I mean that was recently, like in the 2000s, it was still a law. So that shows you how sticky laws are. So you know, long or short story long, because I took a while to get there.
Mhm.
These laws that they're drafting in for crypto, once they're in, they're in. They're going to have to find ways to work with them, even if they want to fight crypto.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm glad you mentioned that movie because if you haven't seen it, that movie
Such
is
a great
so
movie.
it is so underrated. You know why they didn't release it in theaters? Because
Why?
it came out. It was supposed to come out right around Columbine, and they couldn't. They decided not to put it in theaters. And dude, that is one of my all time favorite movies. Just because like the cinematic shots in there with the shooting scenes, it's like, oh my
Oh,
god, it's so good. And Willem Dafoe is just
oh,
is,
dude. Oh, he's an artiste. The way
he's
that when he crossed, I don't want to freaking I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to spoil it. Yeah, if you haven't
Oh,
seen Boondock Saints, you are doing yourself a huge injustice. Like,
mm-hmm.
actually, you know what? I might watch that tonight after we're done here.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what, honestly, you should just buy the ticket to come up here, dude. If my brother, if it doesn't match up, whatever, freaking, I'll just come get
Yeah.
you, dude.
I'll I'll get it tonight after the show because I'm like, maybe I should just get it, and because I'm gonna come up that weekend for sure.
Well,
So
and I mean, you can stay for as long as you want. I mean, I know you're not
mm,
working, but I mean, don't feel like it. You can only come up for a couple days. I mean, if you want to hang out for a while, we can do a couple live shows from here.
oh yeah, yeah.
I know how it
Oh,
is though. You got the cats, so you got to find
that'd
people to
be,
watch them and stuff.
oh, that wouldn't be a problem. No, but the
Oh,
live shows up there, we'd uh we'd be
oh
coming to you
shit.
live from the same spot.
Well, Adrian Ramirez, if you're watching, thanks, brother. He just signed up for the newsletter.
Nice.
No, dude, the community's been awesome with signing up for the newsletter. I think a lot of them just did it because they want to support the channel, and then they were like, "Oh shit, there's actually fucking good info."
Hmm. Yeah,
So
and
I appreciate
you
y'all
always
out
want to
there.
be, you never know how it is launching a new product and stuff, but if and even if people just want to show their support initially, if they get some good value out of it, it'll keep them coming back because if it saves you some money, I mean, $20 a month, hell, you pay for all kinds of streaming services that don't provide you as much value as that.
No, I mean, just knowing the macro of what's going on and which direction the market's going to go, and like I said, I don't want to be. Yeah, you know what? Fuck, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to sound like we're shilling the newsletter. But yeah, people are liking it, and I really do appreciate the people, and I don't want anybody to get any of the stuff that we talk about. Oh yeah, that's see, Deadwood knows. He knows
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you up here. And I'm gonna be like, all right, let's get to work. But
let's go. Get
dude, no,
my outdoor activities on.
we can actually do some clearing and have some bonfires and drink some beers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hey, I
Set
got the
help
range.
prepare for the new studio.
Well, I'll show you where I'm thinking about putting the studio, and then I got a couple rifles, a couple ARs and stuff, and I got the gun
Oh.
range here on the property. So if you want, I can show you like some drills and like some movement drills and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, we can do some shooting. Yeah, no, there's a bunch of cool stuff we can do. We can hike
Take me through the
the
ropes.
tallest mountain in eastern Washington is not too far from the cabin.
Mhm.
Um, it might be a tough hike. There might be even be some snow up there, but it's a beautiful
Whew.
view, dude. And we can start at like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning and be up there for sunrise.
Oh shit. Yeah. I might need to get some boots for the snow because I don't have any snow. I think I lost
What
them during the move, but
what size you wear?
12.
Oh fuck yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're not gonna fit in my. I got ballerina feet. You know, you're not gonna fit in mine. But
I'm 6'1", so
yeah,
a
no,
little.
dude, watching the sun come up there, that would be romantic.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm down,
Uh,
man. Ain't no shame.
no, dude, it is though. It's beautiful up there. I mean, I've tried to take pictures of it, but pictures never do justice of
No.
just vistas, views. I'm always taking pictures and sharing them online and stuff, but it just never does it justice.
Yeah. Oh, so BB2828. I don't know who that is, but welcome, welcome. How do we find what farms have the best yield APR across chains?
DeFi Llama is your best bet. Um, what I tend to do, and by all means, you don't have to take this advice. I've I gravitate towards using protocols and platforms that I just trust. I don't care what the APR is. I would rather be safer and use more reliable platforms and have less risks as it pertains to slippage and things like that, as opposed to earning a higher APR. Usually, higher APRs are dangled to people to draw liquidity to thinner platforms with they don't have as much TVL, things like that. And you run into a lot of issues, and unless you really know what you're doing, you probably want to stay away from that. I would just get
Mm,
really knowledgeable with Base Network, Solana Network, and maybe like Hyperliquid, and just find some larger protocols or dexes that you really like, and that have good interfaces, and it just makes it really smooth and easy for you. You don't have issues when you're depositing or withdrawing your liquidity, harvesting, just all that kind of stuff. As long as you're earning like 20 to 80-ish%, that is just awesome money. I mean, there's no reason to get greedy and stick your neck out there to get chopped off, go into some obscure new platform that you don't know how good their security is.
mhm.
Have they been audited? Who are they audited by? What did they look at? It's these platforms get hacked all the time. So me
Mhm.
personally, I'll use Aerodrome and make 30 to 50% all year long and be perfectly happy with that. As some of these platforms come out and start offering insurance and things like that, even better. If it's non-custodial, sign me up. If you don't have to deposit your liquidity on the platform, if you keep custody of your assets, but you're still able to DeFi, beautiful. It's Those are the things you need to be looking at. Do not chase. I cannot stress this enough. Do what your risk tolerance can handle. I'm not going to tell you how to invest your money, but usually if there's a super high APR, there's a reason. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Thank you for the
Yeah.
question.
And what you would make in rewards, you might lose way more in the volatility of the price, especially newly launched tokens.
I'm going to go with some ice.
I remember when Zora uh, launched and they had like 3,000% APR pools, but the token just kept going down and down and down. And I was like, I don't think these liquidity pools will make up for the. I mean, you have to be in it for a long time, and if you're not in full range pools, you'd have to rebalance, rebalance and rebalance, and you would just lose in that price going out the bottom,
But
impermanent loss, I should say.
that's what usually happens, though. In those. Oh, give me one more
And
second. But that's usually what happens in those. Is they're usually like meme coins or something like that. And again, it's if you have a little bit of money to gamble with, by all means, scratch that itch. But yeah, don't try to. The best thing you can do in DeFi is treat it like a marathon. It's a long term. As long as you think of it in longer time frames, then you're going to be a lot more successful than trying to chase profits.
yeah, yeah, and you'd have to really time the bottom of that sell off perfect for you to really get any benefit. Because if you can catch the bottom, or at least wait for it to form some sort of bottom over a certain period of time, the higher time frame stuff, then you could just set your range and close to the bottom and have it accumulate as it increases. But even that, you're playing with a fire.
Yeah, no, it's but I mean, there's people way better at it. David, the guy is
Mhm.
a freaking genius when it comes to using DeFi to. I mean, that's all he does. I mean, he has his DeFi university, but he his what the money he makes from DeFi is what he lives off of, and he lives quite well. I mean, he was in California, like Northern California, for a while. He's thinking about going out to Utah and hanging out at a ski resort for a couple of months, and he's living the dream. But he's put in the work, and he understands DeFi at a very deep level. And like I said, me and him got kind of heated on the last show that we did together. But by no means, I love heated discussions like that as long as they're respectful. And he was super respectful. But he is way smarter in DeFi than me.
Mhm.
I am trying to accomplish something different. Me and Jake are actually more aligned with what we're trying to accomplish. I'm trying to stack more assets. I want more ETH. I want more Bitcoin. I want more Arrow. I'm trying to get more tokens. I don't care what they're worth right now because I know that they're going to be worth something in the future. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to stack my bags. I'm not living off the money. I'm not, doing anything like that. I'm just trying to stack more assets. So, like, if I go out of range one way or another, if I'm in like an ETH plume pool, I'm either going to have a lot more ETH or a lot more plume, depending on which side it goes out.
Mhm.
I'll hodl both of those because I believe in both of those assets. That is what is going to make you successful in DeFi is not chasing APRs, doing your research, doing your due diligence, finding good solid projects that you're okay with hodling, and then using DeFi to stack those bags because the market's been going down. I have more assets now than when we were at the top. And I haven't
Mhm.
spent, well, actually, I take that back. I did spend a little bit of my own money. I spent $500 the other day. But other than that, it's all DeFi yield. And when the market's going
Mhm.
sideways and you can do tight ranges because everything's just ranging because nobody's buying and nobody's selling because it's boring in a bear market, you can be making a couple 100% probably, or
Mhm.
more, and just stack in your bags. I mean, sideways action is a blessing in DeFi. And then when the market turns around and pumps, you just have a ton more assets. And if things get to the same price that they were before, where maybe you had $100,000, now because of all that stacking, you have $150,000. when Bitcoin gets back to its
Hmm.
all-time high and ETH gets back to its all-time high. That's the beauty of DeFi but it's discipline. You have to be disciplined. You cannot be emotional, and you have to have that long-term mindset.
Yeah, and knowing which projects to get involved in. And like you said,
Mhm.
there's a bunch of different strategies and flavors of doing this, and depending on your risk profile and tolerance and where you're at in life and stuff like that. So, it's good to learn from all these different people and see what works for you. Um, and testing out different strategies too. Don't be afraid to throw a little bit um, to test the waters in certain things. Lending, borrowing, stuff like that. Try looping with a little bit.
Well, I mean, we have it in the DeFi University. It's episode 8. If you're going to watch any of the videos in our free DeFi, it's not DeFi University, DeFi Academy. Um, it's a whole series that's on our YouTube channel. But episode 8, if you're not going to watch any of them, watch episode 8. Jake, that the guy that the young man that's much smarter than me in DeFi, and David both disagree with me. But I always tell people when you first get into DeFi, if you just get into staking and lending, both of those are basically hodling where you earn. As long as the staking isn't like a long cool off period where it's like 2-3 weeks, I'm all about.
Yeah.
I can deal with a day. If it's like a day, I can deal with that. But when it starts getting to weeks, I'm like, I want access to my liquidity. So stick to short staking periods, and you can earn like 16% or more. On staking, like 2 and 3%. I've seen some as high as in the 30s, just staking, and you're basically hodling. You get full price appreciation if the price goes up. You get full price depreciation if it goes down, but it's the same as hodling it, and you're earning,
Hmm.
free, and there's no better DCA than free. If you want to lower your average entry, and then of course lending is the same thing. You still own your assets. If you go to a non-custodial platform, like I was telling you about, you're not even giving up your assets. You're just locking it in a smart contract that you still have access to that just says that I'm providing this liquidity to earn yield, to allow people to swap, to allow people to borrow, all those sorts of things. Basically the bank. You're the bank. What the banks have done with our
Hmm.
money for hundreds of years, if not thousands, it's allowing us to do for each other now.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing because no one's getting taken advantage of. A lot of the APRs in DeFi are better than going to a bank. If you have Bitcoin and you want to take a loan against
Yeah.
it, dude, I mean, between what you can earn off of your collateral, staking it on the platform so you can borrow against it, sometimes you actually earn money by lending an asset and borrowing a different asset. You're actually earning more than you're paying for the loan. So you end up making money on a loan. That's
Hmm.
insane. It's
Yep.
it's DeFi. If you learn, if even if you're not looking at DeFi as a way to invest, if you're just looking at it as a way to dip into your liquidity, even this isn't financial advice. I'm going to preface this with this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Talk to your accountant. But my understanding and my experience is that you do not pay taxes on debt. So, you're not paying taxes on, credit card debt and stuff like that. You pay you're an APR, but it's not like
Hmm.
you have to claim that on your taxes. If you have a car, loan, at your house, you can actually write off the interest on your house when you do your taxes.
Hmm.
So what I'm getting at is if you have Bitcoin and you believe in Bitcoin long term and you don't want to sell it, then you can take out a loan against it if you want to access that liquidity and buy a house or take a vacation or pay for a medical expense, whatever it is. you still own all of that Bitcoin as long as you don't get liquidated. You don't want to take a high loan to value. If you have $100,000, you don't want to take an 80% loan to value on it, because if Bitcoin dips and goes below that threshold, you get liquidated. They take all your Bitcoin. But do a 10, 20% and have some assets on the side in case of an emergency, in case it's like, oh shit, Bitcoin dipped and I need to, pay down that debt so I don't get liquidated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's responsible ways of doing it. And yeah, you need to have the collateral to, get the loan, but that's why you need to get into a place where you have that collateral, that liquidity that you can use to break away from the fucked up system that we've dealt with for so long. Just the bank cartels and, basically leveraging our money, 10 times, for every dollar you deposit. That fractional fractional lending or fractional banking or whatever they call it, where for
Yeah.
every dollar you deposit, they can lend it that same dollar out like 9 times. And then
Mm-hmm.
they're investing in like commercial real estate and they're making all this
Dude,
money
it's
and they're paying us like pennies on the dollar for every dollar of profit they make. We're making like a penny or a fraction of a penny, and they're using our
that's
money.
it's crazy. And I would say if at that point, the DeFi stuff, you're providing a service. You are essentially a bank. You're pretty much like a business. You're providing your assets for liquidity for people to swap and do stuff with. So look into, not financial advice, but look into maybe starting an LLC,
Yeah,
just for tax purposes, tax
yeah,
breaks.
and
A lot of the stuff that I
well,
do
that's
on
what
the
Taylor.
channel.
Well,
Oh,
Taylor,
is it?
that's down in Texas. If you're down in Texas, call the WG Law, Willingham Law Firm. My brother that's on the show, that's what he specializes in, is estate planning, tax mitigation, small business formation for actual businesses, and then people that just want to have like an LLC, like a family LLC, for tax reasons. S corps. There's different business types and people like that. If you're not in Texas and you're a high net worth individual, or crypto hits for us, and you want to really get serious about mitigating your taxes, because fuck, sometimes they're taking 20-25%. If you can
Oh
mitigate
yeah.
that down to an income tax level, awesome. That's a lot of money back in your pocket, but you have to go
Well,
talk to a
and the
professional.
resources that you use, like internet, there's all kinds of
Dude,
small shit that
all of
you
this.
know, electricity, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, like square footage. Like if you have a mortgage, the
yep.
square footage that you use, like I don't have to worry about it, but like with my setup here, it's I can actually write off so much per square foot that I claim as a home office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So, and again, talk to an accountant about all this, but this is just from my experience, and that these are all very legit things, legal.
yeah. And dude, I didn't realize this until I was working with a physician like back in 2021. And he was like, a lot of the stuff that you you purchase and use, talking about because I wanted to start a health program, or a health coaching program. And he was like, think about starting an LLC, and all the training and stuff that you purchase, the courses, you can essentially write that off as like startup costs. So I was like, well, fuck, I started that LLC before I even started this channel, and I incorporated crypto and stuff with that too. So it's all encompassed, and it was the best decision that I made, because all the stuff that I do on the channel, I mean, I
Travel.
basically work like travel.
Yeah.
Anytime I
Well,
travel, I'm
dude,
working.
when you come up here,
Yep.
I mean, it's
We're
it's like, I mean, because we're gonna be doing live streams from here, and we're gonna be
Yep.
looking at the studio locations, stuff like that.
Yep, it's
I
business.
mean, no, I mean people write off lunches. If they talk
Yep.
business at a lunch, it's crazy. That's how the rich stay rich and get richer is
Mm-hmm.
they work the system. I mean, if you want whatever you want, find somebody that has what you want and do what they do. Find somebody that has the life that you're looking for and just do what they do. They cracked the
Mm-hmm.
code. It's like if you want to get fast tracked in life, is if you want to be living in a mansion with a Lamborghini, find somebody with a mansion and a Lamborghini and do whatever you got to do to get them to mentor you and be like, just teach me the way, fucking Jedi Master. And
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
pretty much the secret of life, though, is just find what you want and figure out the shortest route to get there.
100%. There's Carlton Dennis. Throw this up on the screen real quick. I just want to show this guy. He's a tax professional that I've been following on Instagram, and he's read the tax code, pretty much every year. He reads through the whole thing, and so much great information. And he breaks
I'm
it down.
sure that's riveting.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right?
No
Well, some people.
Don't give me these spoilers because it's like I want to read it myself.
Yeah. So some people got that tism for that stuff, man. But he,
dude, I have a brother, mine and Taylor's brother, Robert. His idea of fun is he'll drink a beer, like he brews his own beers, and he'll read tech manuals, like he's a helicopter mechanic, and he'll read tech manuals and considers that fun. He's just wired that way. But anyway, sorry. I had to share that.
Yeah, no, and I agree, man. Reading the tax code would be like, oh shit.
It's like, just if you gave me a choice between getting my fingernails ripped out and having to read the tax code, I'd be like, just take them. Just take them. Just take them.
But yeah, it's really fascinating seeing some of the stuff, that he finds and points out, and having them, it's basically written, for you to take advantage. I mean, it's written in certain ways for you to take advantage of it. And if it wasn't written that way, then,
Well, dude, think about it. Fucking politicians are rich people. All their buddies are rich people. They're the ones that make the frickin' laws. They're going to make the laws to benefit them and their buddies. Yep. You can kick and scream about it, or you can figure out how to freaking take advantage of it. Because I guarantee you, even if you want to change the system, the only way that you're going to change it is within the system. You can't sit out there and kick and scream all day long and screaming into the void of social media and think that that's going to change the world. It takes action, and you can work the system, figure out how the system works, and make some money. And with money, you can actually affect change. It's a very real, it's just the reality of the world.
Oh, and what was that in 2016 when Trump was running against Hillary, and Hillary was talking about he didn't pay any taxes, and Trump was saying, your buddies, you do the same thing. Your buddies all wrote the tax code and stuff, and we all just take advantage of it. Basically said it out loud, Yeah,
no, he's like, you don't like that, that we evaded, or not evaded, but that we didn't pay those taxes. Yep. You've been in power. I just got, I think what he said was, I just got here. He's like, all of you have been in politics for decades. What are you doing? If those tax loopholes are so terrible, why didn't you close them? He's like, we're just using what you allow. If you change it, then we'll change.
She just smiling like,
she walked into that minefield. That was a dude. Like her people, in the background are probably in slow motion going, no. It's like they didn't think that one through. Whoever gave her
No.
that, on her, preparation or yeah,
Yeah,
that person
deadly.
might be finding a new job.
I wanted to shout out this 33 Ajax 33.
Yeah, yeah.
We love the vibes here. Surprised I haven't bumped in the channel sooner. Yeah,
Oh,
thanks
hell
for
yeah,
joining
brother.
us, man. Happy you found us.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
usually
if
do.
you're not, if you're
Yeah,
not, pour yourself a beverage. Smoke it if you got it. We're just chilling, man. It's Fridays. Me and Jeff like to do just kind of these laid back, decompress end of the week. Um, have a drink and just shoot the shit. So,
hmm
and right now, I think everybody out there can use it. So, yeah, like I
yeah.
said, pour a drink, smoke it if you got it, if it's legal where you're at.
If it's yeah, yeah. And Tuesdays, if since you're new, Tuesdays same time we do deep dives on projects
Yep.
that are either brand new or building in their testnet phase or
Oh,
whatever.
Drew's got to log in.
Oh shit,
Oh, look at the Druth. No,
man.
dude, the Druth. Special shout out to the Druth. If it wasn't for that guy, I wouldn't be doing this, and Jeff wouldn't be doing this right now. It's like freaking Drew is just such an awesome fucking dude. So yeah, he'll be logging on here in a second. But what were you saying, Jeff?
Oh man, Deadwood is trying to make me cry, man. I did the sunrise hike to the top of Peaks of Otter in Virginia and released my brother's ashes into the wind at daybreak.
Oh,
Wow.
that's fucking awesome, dude.
Had to take him home to the first mountain we hiked as kids. Damn, much
That's
respect. And sorry for your
dude.
loss, man. That's
That's badass, dude. It's
yeah.
that's what I've told my family is when I die, I just cremate me, give everybody that cares enough, give them some ashes, and just
hmm
wear it around your neck. And if you ever go someplace cool, like if you're on the top of a mountain, sitting on a surfboard, out in the surf waiting for a set, wherever, and you're just like, you know what, this is a beautiful experience. Mike would love this. Dump my ashes out. Just again,
Hey.
that's how I want to go. Because if you can exist,
Yep.
in those beautiful places and sharing those memories, that's the closest I think that we're going to get to an eternity.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh shit! All right, hold on.
Trouble
Let
in
me
paradise.
let me let's add Drew to the scene here. All right, let's see. Oh shit!
Shout out. Oh,
Drew's in the sewing shop. He's in the sewing shop. All
what's
right, hold
up?
on. I'm having to adjust it for a three person show here.
A three.
Ah,
We got a threesome going on.
yeah, yeah. We un, deux,
Drew's
trois.
beefcake in the middle.
Yes, yes.
What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Kids got a little sick today, so I had to
Ooh.
go to the pharmacy and shit.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's
man.
that's life.
Yeah.
So what's up? Yeah, we're just I poured myself a drink. We told everybody, drink it, smoke it if you got it, if it's legal, and we're just decompressing, man.
Yeah, dude.
We're just talking about markets. We're talking about why we're still bullish, and just water off a duck's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, you know, I've loved Bitcoin since $4,000. I loved it when it fell down to 15. I'm loving it falling down to 80, 70 grand. Like,
Yeah.
give me the cheap shit. It's like
Cover
it's
me
so
with that special
painful.
sauce.
Yeah, it's like really painful to like be on a show and I feel like technology's good, but then the green candles are going nuts and people's like, hey, is it time to get into this giant pump? And this thing's got my attention. Right? What do you think, Drew?
Yeah.
And I love this shit because we're not buying hype bullshit right now. You have seen crushing reality come to the table.
Yeah.
And I like it. These are where You know, because like why I'm not so concerned is because I have low entry points this whole fucking time, and then now that we're getting low entry points again, everyone's like, "You're stupid for buying again." I'm like, "You're an asshole and a retard for not buying right now."
But
So
those same people, when everything pumps, is going to be like, oh,
I know. I know. The question is, how long does the dip last? That's what I'm sitting here thinking about because the last dip lasted
hopefully a
like
long time.
hopefully a long time, but that's what we hope for. That's probably not the case, bro. They're probably going to break everyone's back and then fucking whipsaw it back up
Yeah,
Q2 26. You know, everyone's going to
that's
be like, all right, we're waiting for 40K. And it's the same shit. You know, when we fell to 15K, everyone waited till 10K. Then remember, that's where the basement was started. Ben was
yep.
upstairs yapping about fucking 10K, 3K. And TJ's like,
That
hell
was
no.
about when I started watching. That's
Yeah.
it was around that time is when I started watching, BitBoy Crypto and Blockchain Basement and all that.
Yeah. And it was a kind of a revolutionary move for TJ and me to do. Um, we dissented against that idea. We were right, and now, you know, the people are all up in arms. It's all over with. Like, it's just the same shit. You know, it's the same shit, different day. And I I'm excited to add to what bags I have. I don't think I'm going to expand too far. I've got a pocket of Solana DeFi, base DeFi, Bitcoin always, and then chain.
Talk dirty to me. What do you got on base?
Morpho and Arrow, right? You know, I mean, like, I consolidated. I got out of Mamo, fucking everything, Moonwell, all those other things, and just consolidated to where the power structure I could tangibly tell was. I put all the shit in there a few months ago. Um, and I'm not sorry for it, obviously, you know, because people still come into the chat and they're like, "Ah, you're still not holding that thing anymore." And it's like, no, bro, like, you know, because I'm a TA guy too. I love trading, and like when you break structure
Well,
and
you're
TVL
good
leak,
it's easy to love something when you're good at it and you're making money. It's like,
you know, but I won't act like it's been easy. Like even Crypto Face was super humble. He's had his worst year trading crypto. I think he's killed it trading stocks, but crypto, the best trader in my opinion on the fucking planet, is down
Mm-hmm.
in terms of P&L on the year. That should tell you how difficult it's been, and the old ways of how I learned to trade with Frankie and, you know, learning from Face and everything like that. Those things don't work right now. They do not work. And these shorts that I've been putting in the last 3 or 4 days, every single one of them felt like the wrong thing to do. Oh, it's gonna bounce here. There's some volume nodes here. There's something. And these algorithms are doing the opposite of what good traders did previously. Like,
you, you know what I think that is? Why that is?
hmm,
And I'm not a chart guy, but the psychology behind the chart,
yeah,
you know, it's to measure emotion,
yeah,
and what they're used to, the way the market's moving was with retail, because crypto was nothing but retail. So it moved beautifully with emotion because everyone's emotional.
yeah,
Now that institutional money came in, it's moving mechanically. It's
yeah,
not emotionally. And so it's all those rhythms that they're used to, all those patterns that, said that it was going to do this, that used to work.
mm,
Now they're simulating those to make them think, oh, we're about to take off, and then it fucking dumps. They're like, what the hell? That's not the
yeah.
way that's not historically what it's done.
No, absolutely not. Like the VWAP trigger waves and all
Mhm.
those different things I learned off of, they have meant zero for the last like 3 months. You know what I mean? So I really think that I think this is purposeful by the tiny hats. I think that it is meant to beat the living shit out of anyone that's holding good systems before they're actually implemented for real world use. Um, and you know it's working. Look at the sentiment, right? We have like lower fear levels than we've ever had, and
Mm-hmm.
in the background, you know, I mean, sure, like I will say this, even like the VP of crypto at BlackRock is confused right now. Like So it's not like they know what's going on really either. Um, but we've basically been in a bear market in terms of the business cycle this whole time. And I take that real seriously, right? When you're hammering into gold, you're trying to protect value. We've never experienced stagflation. Copper usage is very low. The business activity is very low. But I think that, um, we're basically looking at something that is tangibly going to change for your cycle structure. Not necessarily in terms of like we got our dump. We're probably going to be looking at a 50% dump when this is all said and done from Pico high to low. But it's just a vibe check at previous all time highs, you know.
Well,
Um,
and Mike, what was David saying the other day? Even he was struggling hitting the short button, right? Because it was just such a shift from what he was doing before. And, even though he was right the past few months, it's just
Well,
been psychologically.
I think the reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, but I would think it's because you see everything bullish macro wise,
yeah,
but price is not matching what is going on.
right,
And so it's counterintuitive. You're like, look at all everything that's going on almost in crypto is bullish, but
right.
price keeps going down. And you're like, it has to go up at some point, so it makes it hard, to do a short because you're like you said, it could reverse at any second in the most epic of ways.
Yeah, but it's like we believe in crypto. We know where good pockets of TVL are. In our mind, there's no way they're not going to defend this and stuff like that. And you know, I'm really thankful TJ brought in that Chinese quant. I mean, the guy's in a cage. We're feeding him. It's great.
You
And
got a ball gag and a zipper mask.
yeah, but I mean, dude, it's been great. Like I've had like
A Pulp Fiction. That's what I'm thinking of. Pulp Fiction. The Gimp out the box.
yeah, pretty much. But you got to desperate times call for desperate measures, gentlemen. So yeah, the guy got a lot more tether now, so that's great. And where I'm at right now, I'm down to add Bitcoin all the way down to 70, 65. I don't care. I'll keep stacking it, and then back up again, and then Chainlink I will back the truck up on about $10, and what I'm thinking for Linnea is to add to it. I'm hopeful that I can get like the zero point zero 0.05 price point on Linnea to do the same size in terms of dollars of purchase as I did originally, but the bag will grow nastily from that. So
Drew,
I am watching Linnea for
come
adding
to the
to.
dark side, Drew.
What's that? What dark
Come to
side?
DeFi.
Oh,
You
I'm
could,
gonna do that too, man. Trust me. And
because,
like the thing is, like
dude,
I have complete intentions to, but I'm always doing shit, bro. It's like fuck. I haven't sat down to like get
dude,
this done.
we do a video call. I'll get you lined out,
Yeah,
freaking,
yeah.
to where you'll be good. I mean, we'll just
I
get you
know.
in some lending, get you in some staking, and get you in some full range pools. Just so
Yeah,
24/7 365s while you're being
yeah.
a dad and a homesteader and the one-legged man in an ass kicking contest that you are, then
I want to
it's
buy a 4 year lock too. On top of that, I want to just buy a 4 year lock. You know what I mean? Because they're at a discount.
well, uh, well, don't buy a lock unless they're at a big enough discount to make it worth your while, because you have to keep in mind, if you get a lock and you get the flight school, that's free money. So
Yeah,
sometimes it's like 50%.
yeah, yeah.
So, if you put in, 5 grand, 50%, that's a free 2,500 bucks just in a
Right,
flight school bonus.
right, right.
And then on both of those locks, you earn yield. So now you have 2 4-year locks.
Mm,
And for the next 4 years, you have compounding yield that compounds weekly.
mm,
And it's between like 30 and 50%,
yeah.
APR.
I'm gonna. I know we're all friends here, so we might have some real big shit coming for the channel and base. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna say anything else, but Also, base. Well, okay. I'm just gonna say it like this: the biggest organizations out there in crypto feel like 4 months from now we are going to be blistering high, and many people will be left alone, left behind, gone, on the sidelines. Institutions will be having a party, you know.
Mm.
So
Dude,
it's it's just a crazy time. It's a crazy time.
Oh, did he freeze? Oh,
Oh, he might have
oh, there
froze.
he is.
I've
there
seen
we
the
go.
tree that's on the screen too. Didn't this guy like build a house under this fucking tree?
No, no, you couldn't be more wrong. We're gonna watch it though. Check this out.
Yeah, let me
This,
see
I
this.
don't know why. This makes me laugh and smile every time I watch it.
It's almost like Charles Hoskinson.
Huh.
It looks like Charles.
Like a billionaire elf just dancing to the.
Oh, dude, I don't know why. It's just that I think it's the tune. It's just like a catchy little tune, and the little
It is a
gnome or
catchy
whatever.
tune. It is a catchy tune.
It is. It is.
I've been using.
Oh,
I've been
Mike, I wanted to say something this morning about the
what?
dude you interviewed. He kind of looks like a more trustworthy Gavin Newsom.
Oh
Like
yeah,
like if
yeah. I can
Gavin
see
Newsom
that.
was a trusting character and
Who?
Yeah.
Which one did I interview? Are you talking about was someone I interviewed?
No,
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 Mike,
no.
this
This
morning.
morning I
Oh,
interviewed a lawyer, a friend of my brother Taylor, down in
oh, gotcha.
Dallas, Texas, and they're tokenizing a legal fund. So,
Oh, that's what you told me
I've
about.
been talking with him, and I think I mentioned it to you before.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him, and January they're launching their token, and basically what it is you'll be able to invest in it, and it will earn yield. So what you're doing is you're providing liquidity for law firms to go against these big corporations that people like me and you can't afford to, fight because we don't have the money,
Mhm.
and the ones that get settled out of court. And so basically what they do is they use this fund, and they're like, all right, now we got a war chest. This
What?
is
That's
a,
crazy, bro. That
and
is
so
crazy.
basically you can invest in that, and then it's an investment, and they just anytime they win a lawsuit, after expenses, of course, the rest of it goes to the fund and pays out dividends. So
What the fuck? I will say, out of the tickers that's flowing over our heads,
yeah.
Avalanche concerns me. Avalanche concerns me.
Why is that? Why is that?
I've heard some bad stuff. Uh,
Ooh. All
heard
right.
some bad.
Buckle up. We're about to hear some sauce.
All right, so meme coins are basically money laundering for the most part. Like the
Yeah.
money
Mhm.
that moved into meme coins, the $200 million market caps, blah blah blah. In my own opinion, just for legal purposes, appear to be money laundering. And I've seen a lot of exit of key pieces of infrastructure for Avalanche. I think Black was the canary in the coal mine of mass exit extraction. It's being rumored that they might have been dumping their huge Bitcoin reserves too, and that's why the TVL's been leaving. Is because
Uh,
they are unloading, and they did this at Pico top of where we just were. This is going on around 120 Bitcoin,
mhm.
and we all were wondering like, Avalanche ran to like $35, and then all of a sudden just started
Mhm.
fucking falling off of a cliff, right?
Mhm.
Much faster than a lot of other projects. There was no, I mean, everything else is just kind of hanging out in purgatory land. I think, and I'm saying this for protective purposes, I think this is my opinion that they've been dumping tons of internal Bitcoin reserves at the highs of Bitcoin.
Mhm.
Um, and they're advertising as shit. Like they're advertising as shit. They hired these women to like, like who's gonna take financial advice on a fucking project from a girl? I'm sorry. I am just that way. Like, I'm not going to be investing in something that
Well,
some
let,
chick is dancing around in a
I know
onesie.
what
Well,
you
and
mean.
they're push the
It-
whole gaming narrative too.
well, it's not just that they're women. It's just they get the bubbly, ditzy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Good.
like because like Crypto Casey. I love her channel. Like when I first got into crypto, she is intelligent, articulate. Yeah, I mean, if I don't know if you guys have ever seen her stuff, but Crypto Casey
Hmm.
was a huge part of my crypto education. She makes it simple, easy to digest. It's direct. It's to the point. I mean, it's so I know what you mean. It's not necessarily that it's a woman. It's just a woman, teaching crypto.
Thank you for the protective services. You know what? I'm here to cause problems and to make you guys
You know
quiet.
what? Fucking if you
And
got a hammer, dude, swing it. It's all good. We don't do
voting
censorship
The
here.
Mean Girls.
we're
The Mean
rolling
Girls
voting
of
back
crypto.
to 1800 level standards for voting. We are bringing back hangings for
Not the rule of
treason.
thumb.
Yeah, rule of thumb, all of it. We're rolling it back.
The
I'm rolling
Handmaid's
it back.
Tale.
That's right.
That's such a psyop too.
Yeah.
Such a psyop. So yeah, and this country culturally, sometimes I drive Kelly a little crazy with how much I get veered off into the culture and what's going on right now, but I'll never stop. I will never stop.
I see his face sometimes during the show.
Yeah.
He just like, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, most of the time when I'm watching the show, I like watching Drew when you can tell he wants to say
You're
something,
back.
but he knows he can't, and so you'll be talking and you'll be like, and then and so yeah, and you'll like veer off to the right or something. It's just
Yeah,
I
that's an acquired skill too, right? Like, I
it
mean, when I
really
first,
is, and make it feel seamless. Yeah, no,
well, I'm
I get a
super
chuckle
thankful
out
to
of it
TJ
every
for letting me
time,
on
dude.
the big channel too. Like, that's been so fun, dude. Like,
Yeah.
check out Deadwood. We got Inked Pirate in the chat. What's up, boys?
Oh yeah, no, we have such an awesome crew, and we share a lot of the same crew, which is really cool. But and it's either you and Kelly or you or Kelly, but shout out to you and thank you for putting Mario New Falls people in
Oh hell
contact
yeah,
with me because
dude. I mean, like, I think you need to take my spot, man. I've been so busy with everything, and like, I try to help Han out when I can, but fuck, dude. I mean, like,
I love
just
helping people.
yeah. I mean, well, I mean, I pop in for like emergency shows and shit for them, but like, I'm so focused on building out Discover Crypto and Basement. Like, I need to get back. Like, I'm having to do the short. I'm basically the production director slash business development slash show host for 4 different
Hold on, let
shows.
me change my hat.
Yeah, so and between that, I need to eat my food, and I spend an hour at the gym every day, and so by the time I'm done, I'm just like I can't even see straight. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to like hold it down as much as I used to for Mario. They have some interesting projects come through, like Bitcoin OS, and stuff like that. Um, that's a great way to get your name out and just let people know that you're kind of just a base individual. The thing about us that makes us individuals, we're not rugging assholes. We're out here with our actual name. We're
Yeah.
out here as real people that aren't just like these anon accounts that are just, at some point vamping their community, going and making a new
Well,
identity and doing it
you know
all
what?
over again.
Well, you know what the key is that we are just sharing our experiences.
Right.
We're not telling people. Like I make it a point. Like I always tell people, I'm not a chart guy. I'm not going to tell you what price things are going to go to. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to tell you everything's going to go up. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you what I see, and from data.
Mm-hmm.
And am I going to be right all the time? No. I'm just sharing my experience, and this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it.
Yeah,
You make your own decisions. You know,
dude, I
it's
got a I got an idea for us.
what's up.
Now, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but
Stay with me here. I know shit's
stay
about to
with
get
me.
weird. Shit's about to
The
get weird.
TVL on Sui is looking like it's gonna go down to like 400 mil, right? Like, um, maybe even lower. I think Sui is gonna drop like a rock, but I also think that if we find the bottom of Sui over the course of the next few months here,
Mm.
we might be able to do something like what Solana was at $8, because
Mm.
Sui was built out by the same engineers behind Libra. It's those people know the guy. They don't just know how to do the job. They know the guy. They know the people to plug the shit into and find application to. So I'm looking at this TVL chart bleed out like everything else, but Sui might be the Solana of 2026 we can find the bottom of. Like, it's a
So what?
crazy idea, but something about it is,
Let's take a look
something.
at a couple of things. So this is DeFi Llama,
Mhm.
and I got Sui pulled up, and so the blue line is the TVL
Yep.
in DeFi. And you can see what Drew was just talking about is exactly what's going on. We peaked out just above 1.5 billion total TVL, and currently we're down around 600.
Mhm.
So it's more than halved
And
as
there's
far.
more to go. I think it can go lower. We might be able to buy this token sub $1. And if what I think might happen with this thing actually does happen, and this could be like a 1%, 2% of the portfolio play, right? Like, this could be something where we don't expose our whole ass in the air, but I might be willing to take a little gamble on this thing.
The bridge TVL hasn't dipped off as hard as the TVL.
Interesting.
That not saying that that's like anything majorly profound, but it does show that people are still somewhat steadily bridging, the same amount of liquidity,
Mm,
even though that the mark, the TVL is going down. It's still, people are still bridging into it, so they're still feeding into SWE. Does
mm.
that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And
okay.
like, I just feel like Solana's going to be realized. It's going to return. It's going to be a couple hundred, maybe near $500. And then people are going to be snooping around for the next Solana. What's
Mm.
got the most taglines of "This is the next Solana"? It's sweet. It's like, the content and the direction for people to
For what
fall
though?
into is already built. What's
For
that?
what though? Like SWE for what use case?
Dude, I mean, it's got DeFi, it's got memes, it hasn't done RWAs yet. Um, but like Cetus protocol, I think Cetus like died. We should actually go check the guts of Sui. Let's go look at. Well, check out the RWA first, yeah. But we should like look at this thing and map this thing.
Ah,
They got some on
I know
RWA.
they have Walrus protocol, which is like
so
decentralized storage
Yeah.
stuff. I know that hasn't been a big narrative, but it does have use case.
Mm-hmm.
so SWE, it looks like they have a beta going on, but they have the Ondo US dollar stablecoin. So Ondo's stablecoin looks like it's on SWE. Am I reading this right?
I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. What happened to Ondo's own chain?
So let's see if that's. I know that last I heard that they hadn't launched it yet.
Mm.
Dude,
They were.
Ondo's a day late and a dollar short, I feel like. Jesus Christ. And like, well, like, think about it this way. I'm an asshole. I'm an owner of ICE International Continental Exchange. I'm overseeing all these pockets of Wall Street that want to tokenize to open up liquidity, right? They want to figure out how to do it. And there's this handsome young project called Ondo that comes along and like, hey, this is how we did everything, and these are the types of engineers it took, and this is the infrastructure we built out, I'm gonna be right. Okay, what you got there? That's that type of person. Okay, and then roll out your own, right? That's kind of the nefarious thought that I have in the background on Ondo. And that's why I G'd it at a buck. Because I was like, it's the same idea of taking over Swift, in my opinion. Like, these are power structures that aren't
Josh
good.
about it?
Oh, he doesn't listen to a damn word I say. You know, the same thing with Arkham. You know what I mean? I was like, Arkham. I was like, I can use the protocol without the token. I'm not buying this, and I don't
Yeah.
understand bar. Like, I can go here, I make an email, and I get Arkham Intelligence. Like, I don't understand what this token is even for. Like, it's not even
Well,
part of the process.
and that's valid, and that's kind of what like I don't know if you saw it, Drew, but me and David, got into a good debate, like a really healthy debate about Arrow, on the last Wednesday's show. So David is crazy smart when it comes to DeFi. I mean, he's like a savant. I mean that level, and makes his whole living from it, and does very very well. So and I mean he's anyway, but we were discussing the utility of tokens, and he's very much of the mindset where if he's going to hold a token, there has to be some sort of dividend paid out, or it has to be deflationary in some way to where there's something driving the price higher, a burn, something. And this is my understanding of what he's looking for. But so he's been very adverse to Arrow, and I was trying to explain to him, but they haven't released a lot of the new tokenomics potentially for the new Arrow token. But I at the time there wasn't a whole lot out there. There was some that was released today that I saw that I can share, but he was just like, why should I hold this token? And he pointed out, like you talked about, black hole. All the other VE33 tokens, Velodrome, things like that really didn't go anywhere. They just kind of bled out. And he's like, what makes Arrow any different other than Coinbase's backing it? What happens if they stop supporting the platform? It's that very valid argument is, what that he was making. But I was telling him, I'm like, hey, this new token is going to be deflationary. There's some mechanisms that are going to be in place where there's going to be burns, and there's going to be different things that are going to make either less tokens going out on the market, or or be burning, mechanisms to burn tokens to take some out of circulation, and if not those, max locking them, permanently max locking them to take them out of circulation.
Well, they've been doing huge chunks of locks for like long term too. I saw like a 500,000 chunk locks from Arrow. And really, just because Coinbase is backing it is the same shit as saying just because Binance is backing it. Think about that. They are competing factors. And if they consolidate their backing on a singular pillar, say Binance and Aster, Binance and its BNB token, Coinbase and its Aerodrome and Morpho lending, like the idea that you can write it off just because the second largest exchange on the planet decided to back it is nuts to me. Besides the intelligence, like, you have to understand the ego behind Brian Armstrong and the American crypto intention here. And that is a massive driving factor. America is still the biggest economy on the planet. The current SEC chair has full intentions to tokenize. The thing that's got me up at night is Bitcoin being too sought after by the government. Being so sought after that confiscations are a thing. Being so sought after that a gold confiscation type environment will be produced from having to reevaluate U.S. debt. What's up, Flippa Frank? Good to see you, dude. That is the only thing, is that we may embark upon a time because it's been deemed a national security issue. It's been deemed
They did it with
something.
gold.
And if you look at the verbiage of the 1933 Gold Confiscation Act to the Bitcoin Reserve Act, very, very similar verbiage. You have a judiciary, you have the commerce side, and then you have the treasury side. These are three parts that you need in
Preach,
force. What's
preach,
that? Yeah, I mean,
preach.
these are the three horses
Hallelujah.
to confiscate. I mean, everything is the same of the framework for Bitcoin reserves of our current day and age to the 1930s gold reserve movements of this government. Think about the time frame too. The New Deal, right? Re-kicking American infrastructure, the need to inject jobs and get the American economy kicking over again, right? This is a New Deal. Where's it going? AI and infrastructure and data centers, right? This is the same shit. It's just repeating itself. It's like a fucking lawnmower that stopped running, and you have to, rudimentarily rip the cord and fucking punch it back alive again. So, you know, that might be something that's a something that I think about a lot. Um,
That's
and yeah,
that's a good
that's
question. Let me go look that up. Is Arrow on Binance? I don't know. I don't use Binance. And me and
yeah.
Drew are we might be doing an episode on why I don't use Binance.
Dude, fuck, man. Like, and you know what the problem is, though, man? All the exchanges were in on that liquidity pool.
Yeah.
Not just one. Just because Binance is the biggest one.
That's why I love Dexes. That's why I love DeFi, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like centralized exchanges for like a basket of my leverage trading because the thing is, I trade on centralized and decentralized exchanges, and the APIs on the decentralized exchanges that I'm trading on do not keep up with the data and the flow of how quick the information is flowing on the centralized exchange, unfortunately. So that is something that kind of drives me crazy. I'm farming points on this thing called VDEX right now, and I think VDEX is something people don't
Careful.
understand how
Jeff's
much
gonna get
money.
excited. If, if,
Yeah,
if,
I
you're, if,
mean,
you're,
this is
if you're farming points or doing an airdrop, he's gonna be like,
yeah, I
talk
am. I'm
dirty to me,
farming money.
Drew. Talk dirty to
My
me.
buddy just qualified. He's been doing the farming for like 2 or 3 weeks. He does it with like 200 or 300 bucks. I think he just qualified for a $30,000 airdrop on this VDEX thing.
Shit.
So I put
Jeff's like click 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 click.
I just got like 3 grand of tether on there, and I've done like a
Damn.
few trades. Um, I'm trying to catch up to him. He's got $300. That's just 40x in, out, and he's just creating an ass load of volume without exposing himself to too much volatility, and then
Ah.
farming shitloads of these points from pushing a lot of volume, and he qualified for a 30K airdrop, dude. So
Uh,
that's something that, like,
Talk about
well,
going
I
deep
don't know. It's
to
going to range from like 10
figure out a
to
way
30.
to game the system. Like that's fucking hats off to him. That he was able to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on there. I haven't been saying it enough, but if you use just my name, Druth, as the login or like the referral code, you get some special program or something like that. I can't even remember the details, but you get a lot of incentives. And we've been doing live stream of our VDEX trades at noon on like the arena and on X and things like that. And that show is really interesting because we're like able to tip the crowd in tokens
Oh yeah,
on.
yeah.
So we're able to like tip the crowd and give them money. They can give each other money and stuff like that in the chat, which is pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I am farming on VDEX, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I made like a
What's your
grand.
code? What's your
It's just
code?
my name. It's just
Drew?
my name. Yeah, just with a capital D. I
He's got the big D.
The
uh,
big D. There you go.
yeah, I mean,
Zero
I
X
farm and
VDEX.
I
Nice.
do test nets. I try to qualify for airdrops. Like I was on the test net for SWE. I was on, a couple different test nets. I like clicking buttons and seeing if I can break stuff. And then I can
Mm-hmm.
tell that VDEX, every like little issue we find, they fix it very, very quickly. It's a very smart founder that's very connected to the product, and I can tell he cares a lot. Um, and they're going to open up the ability for me to short Chipotle on the
Ah.
so
You had me
yeah,
at
I'm pretty
Chipotle.
excited about that. Fuck Chipotle, man. I could go off.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some ice.
Yeah, you're good. Chipotle was in Colorado, man. I was there for the inception. I was like part of the ground floor people that made Chipotle great. And but yeah, Jeff, I mean, if you're into airdrops, man, like I think that there's gonna be something good. So I'm looking to farm. I got like 100,000 points or something so far, but I've only been trading for like a day or two.
Yeah, I just signed up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
Let's get in there.
yeah.
You should join our 12 PMs and stuff. And like the trade signals that Quant is giving out, like I really do. I know trading is scarier than hell, but fuck, man, it has been good. Like it has been really good. What is that? Oh, what is
It's
that?
you can't really see it.
Is that crack
It's
cocaine?
yes, yes. It's meth. No,
Nice.
it's my skull ice cube.
Oh, nice.
I
Oh
got one of those
shit.
molds that makes like little skulls for that make those cubed ice. Because
Fancy.
if there's less surface area, it cools off your whiskey or your rum, but it
Oh,
doesn't water it down as fast.
I just
So
leave mine in the freezer, and then I come home to a nice icy.
there you
Uh,
go. That works too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this look at this. So I bought this thing with ICP and everyone thought I was retarded.
No,
They're
no,
like,
I
That dress?
remember. Yeah, well, no, he sold some of his ICP and he built his wife a sewing studio.
yeah, we needed a new car and we should get
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
and
remember,
all this
man.
stuff. And dude, think about the
I'm
context when I
old.
did
I'm
that.
not senile.
Dude, everyone was thinking I was a retard when I sold. Remember that shit? Like they're like,
I
oh,
remember it, but I'm just like, dude, that's you're taking profits. You're improving
yeah,
your life and the life of your family with crypto. I mean, what else? What other better reason is there to be in
And
crypto?
generating revenue in other ways too.
right,
Right?
right. Yeah, it's
You're
like,
creating something that other people can benefit from.
yeah. I mean,
It's the
people.
people that you care about most, dude. That's like fucking everything that we're in crypto for.
Yeah, the crazy lesson that it showed me. I mean, but I learned this lesson back in 21 too with ETH. It's like when I sold ETH, it was like 4,600 bucks, and I was like, God, you're such a stupid person. You're selling a $4,000 asset that's going to 10K, and the emotions were there, but the necessity to get a minivan and to move out of state and to do all these things were also there for me.
Mhm.
And so I sold, and the same thing happened with ICP and AVAX in early 2024. And no, AVAX didn't go past $100 like we all felt so sure of ourselves that it was going to do. And no, ICP didn't even get to $50, but they did 5x for me in like 2 months. And when I looked at it, I was like, this is how I I got to get rid of this. It's a 5x. Um,
That's a
I
beautiful
wasn't.
thing.
Yeah,
People get too greedy when they're looking like oh if I don't get a 10x or a 50x then what dude a 5x on your money. I mean
yeah,
in traditional investing 10% a year is
right.
considered a good fucking year.
Oh, remember
If
the
you
AI run too. The AI agent run gave those same kind of gains. Like we had that shit. it's just that, and it happens in trading too. You know, you get the good trade in, things are going your way. You're up by 100, 200%. You're like, if I don't ever
Let it
trade,
ride. Let it
yeah,
ride, baby.
I'll let it ride. I'll never have to work again. Right. And then finance sees you, zip, goodbye. You know,
That
so,
honestly, it's like that's why I love DeFi so much. Is it
yeah.
doesn't matter what the market's doing. If it's going up, we're loving life in DeFi. If it's going
Well, dude, use that
sideways,
quant too for your range pools. That's what I think. Like the quant will tell us the likelihood. He was looking out for $2,400 Ethereum today. Thank God that didn't happen. But like just the general vibe of ETH being down gave me confluence. I made like 3 or 4 50% trades today, and
well,
I'm happy
dude,
to take 50%. You know, like
Damn.
that's
dude.
no problem. No problem taking that shit. Let's see this. I round trip quite a few bags, cycling last. Yeah, yeah. It happens,
So
man.
so Drew, this is me and my brother Taylor. You know, he's like huge into investing and has like a bunch of resources. And so me and him, I actually get up every morning at 4 in the morning to do this, but we have this new newsletter. It's been out for a week. And dude, we've been nailing with our quant. I mean, you know, and not saying anything about, you know, Discover Cryptos. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure theirs is awesome as well, if not better. But dude, we've been nailing it. Um, and you know, we basically I boil here. I'll show you real quick, actually.
We need quants. We all need quants locked in the basement, doing our dirty work for us. That's just,
Mm-hmm.
So this is the newsletter. So for today.
uh,
And so basically, it just gives a summary, you know, like key themes, like what's going on, you know, massive leverage, liquidations cascading, record ETF outflows accelerating, long-term holder distribution intensifying, and you know, it just gives you know kind of the breakdown. Here's TradFi, and then it goes into here's the trading ranges. So Bitcoin today was at 79,922 is what we called, so almost right there. And last
pretty
I looked.
close. It hit 80,200. Dude, that's pretty damn close.
And then Ethereum, like I think we almost nailed this to the dollar last I looked. But yeah, just doing really good on that. And then just basically like a 3 month you know, macro outlook, you know, kind of what's going on, you know, if it's
Okay.
bearish or it's basically a 5 to 10 minute read, you know, when you're
Yeah.
drinking your morning coffee.
God, guys, I have broken so many bones this last few weeks.
What
Fuck.
from?
I don't know. Like I broke my toe on a wall, and then I broke
Oh,
my finger.
balls.
I broke my finger on a weight.
In the gym, I think he said.
Oh, he cut out for you too. I thought it was just me.
Oh, dude,
Did
I've
we die?
I've smashed
Oh,
my
there you are.
foot.
Are we
I
still
have
live?
broken like my
I
pinky
can hear
toes and
you.
stuff.
Hold on. Are we still live?
Can you hear him, Jeff?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you, but we just can't see you.
He got rugged.
Here, let's no. Yeah, he got rugged.
He got rugged.
Oh, here he goes. He's coming back. There he is. All
Oh,
right.
he
I'm
got
gonna go
rugged.
out and then come back in.
All right.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go out and then back in.
Are you about to smoke a cigarette? What are you smoking there? Oh. What are you smoking? Oh man, he's
He's
like
got a
he dropped out again.
he's got an herbal cigarette.
Herbal supplement. You know, it's all about herbal supplements.
Yeah.
You know, especially in these markets.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh
I mean,
man.
so we'll give him a couple minutes, see if he comes back. If not, we can wrap this up. I'm having a good time hanging out with you guys, so I'm just kind of letting it ride. I know we've been fucking going for an hour and 45 minutes, but we'll definitely cut it off at 2 hours. But yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of enjoying myself.
Oh, throw throw my screen up there real quick.
All right.
I got to share this, man, cuz there was a restaurant here in the Bay Area that has been trending on Twitter that got shut down or temporarily closed. And oh my God, I actually ate here the last week of October. And so
we got hold on. Oh, keep going. Drew logged in with Sack Nasty.
oh shit. So there was a restaurant worker caught slamming these ribs down, trying to break them apart. And it turns out I checked on this restaurant and I actually ate there the end of October. And this just came out like a few days ago. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, Jeff was just sharing some foulness that was going down.
That's
A
fucked up.
Vietnamese restaurant,
That's
man.
fucked
And
up.
I was like, fuck. And somebody asked, well, was it good though? And I was like, yeah, but at what
But was
cost?
it delicious? But was
Bro,
it
there's
delicious?
this fucking Korean barbecue place that was called Da Gi down in Colorado.
Oh no.
In the military, we always ask this question
Woof, woof.
first: was alcohol involved?
Oh fuck, my toe? Maybe, I don't know. Fuck. I mean, the finger. It's like it's sort of getting better, ish.
Yeah.
It's like I still am doing my workouts and stuff, which probably isn't helping. But my toe is fucking broken as fuck, and like I did. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You know,
Well,
here, let me
I
put-
smash my foot all the time. Big feet, man. You just flopping around everywhere. They
You know
tend
what they say
to
about guys with big feet?
get caught on.
they wear big
You
shoes.
break a lot of toes.
Shit is so. Hold on. Oh fuck! I just pulled it back into place. That's terrible.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and then remember I dislocated my shoulder on a shopping cart. That was horrible too.
What the hell?
Jesus.
You have glass bones and paper skin? What's
No,
going on?
no, it's like I was
going on,
going
Drew?
like 20 miles an hour, or like probably like 10 or 15 miles an hour on one of those shopping carts
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
Jackass.
The parking lot?
yeah. But then the fucking thing flips down and like pushes forward, and I like slam on the ground and crack up like that, and the thing just like goes up, and so I have to like hang and it was fucking yeah.
Well, we call that flying elbow. When I was for a couple of seasons, I was on the ski patrol up in Park City, Utah, and snowboarders they get that because whenever they crash, their feet are strapped to a board, so when they go down, they try to catch themselves with their hands, and it pops their shoulder out of socket.
Yeah,
and so we'd come skiing up, to assess the situation and stuff like that. And they'd always be like this, they'd always have their hand up in the air because their shoulder was out of socket and they couldn't drop it. And so, yeah, we'd always like ski up. We'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and just like mock them a little bit, but
dude,
tactfully.
that shit sucked though. Like rehabbing my shoulder was a bastard because like after I popped it out, I could only bench like 135 again, and I was like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? And then yeah, like I was like a little freaked out. I'm back up to 320, but it's okay. It was a long build. I had to rebuild it for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and now I'm kind of getting addicted to it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do steroids though because I'm already a heinous person without steroids. I do not need to make
peptide therapy. If anything, peptide therapy, because that's your body already makes peptides are basically like the amino acids that form these proteins, and your body already naturally makes it. And there's one of them is BPC 157, and it's called like the Wolverine peptide. It basically accelerates healing and recovery and stuff. So, and in different structures, these amino acids basically it's the foundation of protein synthesis. So, in different forms and structures, you can have different effects on the body for like mitochondrial health and recovery. So it's pretty
we're
pretty good.
We're biohacking.
without
I
the
like that
downside
shit.
effects. Yeah.
My wife's got me on all these fancy pills. I think it's NMNH. Like
Yeah.
it's like a one NMNH, and then she's got me on this like
Precursor to NAD.
yeah. Then there's
Yeah.
like
I've taken
methyl.
NMN, methylene
Elemental
blue.
weed.
Well, she's got me on all kinds of shit. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I just know the bottles that they're in, and that's just my.
All right, but before we end this, we have to watch this.
Hollywood.
This is like believe it or not. So weird. Like a mushroom trip or something. It's so weird.
Holy
Dude.
shit!
It is
I love
so
AI.
weird.
Oh, dude,
It goes
also,
on and on, but that gives you the idea of what it's about. Such a weird fucking commercial, dude.
I gotta make you guys an intro song, man. I have the ultimate power. I can make whatever kind of songs we want. We should make a song about Jeff and Mike printing money in DeFi and snooping out airdrops in the back alleys of the crypto red light district. You know what I mean? Like,
Sending out
oh,
the
dude.
airdrops.
Oh, dude, that'd actually be kind of cool. You make a DeFi and airdrops look like kind of seedy, like a red light district,
Mhm.
and then have like something kind of bluesy or something playing where it's
y'all come up,
it makes it feel dirty but exciting at the same time.
yeah. Like open a trench coat and there's fucking like Ave and Arrow and
Exactly.
shit.
Oh, dude, that would be cool as shit. Have somebody
Yeah.
like I got what you need. I got what
Because remember, I started
this.
working on an intro for you when I had Isaac.
Yeah.
I missed that little bastard, but it's all my fault. He went to the military.
Oh, we
So-
need that. We need the voice of him for the you've been gagged. Jay had a good yeah. You've been
Absolutely.
gagged.
Well, because
Yeah.
we want to do one. We want to do one like that, but we're gonna say you've been gagged instead of you've been banned,
Yeah.
and then have somebody with the ball gag.
You know, when Disco is almost out of YouTube jail, I think I got like 15 more days. And when I am out of YouTube jail on that channel, I got the deport button, I got music videos I've been making, and I own the IP to them, but I don't want YouTube to make the mistake and fuck up with, I'm almost out of YouTube jail, so. Fucking stupid ass sitting there watching Apple and their gay release, and then the low energy reaction content was copyright hits and stuff on the channel, so that was aggravating. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Emotionally, I've come to terms with it.
Emotionally. But I
Yes.
am going to go to war with Polygon over this.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's
You lost the battle, but not the war.
absolutely. So I think Polygon's garbage, and it's opening up a perfect opportunity for me. I thrive off of this stuff. I really, really do. Like, I always need a good enemy. So,
Dude,
yeah.
it fuels the furnace in my soul to have conflict. I need
don't like
conflict.
peace.
That's right. I do not want peace. I want violence always.
Yeah, man. You know, shit. Like, my wife's like, what gets you up at 5 o'clock in the morning? She goes, like, nicotine,
Yeah.
protein,
Yeah.
pre-workout, caffeine,
Yeah.
and talking shit about garbage on the internet, right?
Dude. Yeah. Hate is the fuel that fires my soul. I honestly, I was born in the wrong time. I would have been an awesome Viking. I would have been an awesome. It's like I'm chill when it's time to be chill, but it's like I can fucking rain violence when there needs to be violence.
Dude, yeah, it's like, and everything going on culturally. Like, think about my last name, Vidert.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from, right? So I'm a product of American
Warrior.
military and the scariest military everyone so
Yeah.
historically might
Well,
have.
my dad's parents were both immigrants. My
Mm,
grandpa was from Sweden,
mm,
and my grandma was from Ireland. And so, like, they came to New York, got married, had my dad, and then, of course, me. But yeah, it's like it was like the lives that people lived back then are fucking just badass as hell. Like, I don't know if you've ever sat down with like older people and listened to some of the stories they have.
oh hell
I
yeah.
love talking to older people, dude.
Oh yeah. And just to clarify, Flippa, I absolutely do include creatine. It's creatine, nicotine,
Hmm.
caffeine, protein. All the teens
Yeah,
are in.
not all the teens, unless they're like 18 or 19.
No, I don't
All
do that.
the legal teams.
Yeah, and I don't understand. Like, I never like. Maybe I'm not paying attention, but like, even as a heavy metal singer, like I've never been approached by a woman for anything. And maybe it's because I
Really?
look angry or
You have angry
something.
energy.
Yeah, I just like, like when I saw Tia, I was like, I am gonna marry that woman. You know what I mean? I was like, I was fucking all over it. You know what I mean? But like other than that, like,
Well, you definitely babied her up, so you're like, oh, I'm
I
locking
walked her
this down.
down.
I'm
How'd you
locking it
catch that
down.
one? I trapped it. I trapped it.
That's right. Like, I got you.
She's great
Oh
though,
man,
dude.
and that's good because we need more men like that because
Yeah.
not
Uh,
all these
Good
youngins
husbands, good
don't know how to
fathers.
speak.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to approach women. I
yeah,
heard of
yeah.
kids at parties that will text the person on Instagram, and then if they accept their request, they'll go and talk to them. It's like, no, you fucking go and talk to them, or like I've had a kind of the opposite, Drew. When I was early in my 20s, I would go out to the club and bars, but I would never approach women or buy them a drink and stuff. But I'd have women come up to me, and
Me either.
I was surprised, like, oh, you want to talk to me or have a dance and shit. So
Wow.
I
Okay.
wasn't like threatening. Yeah. So I've got some
Maybe it's
stories.
just I look like an asshole. Like maybe I just look like an asshole. I don't
But
know.
I didn't come off as a douchebag or anything like that,
I
or
know.
coming up to women like,
Dude,
"Hey, you want this and that." No, you got to know
I
how to
was
talk and be cool, or even if
Hmm.
you do approach a woman,
Yeah.
talk to them with respect and be cool and don't be a creep.
I,
Hmm.
I'll I'll be honest. I was single most of my time in the military. One, because I was always in training or deployed or doing something. But two, just because like whenever we went to bars, me and my buddies would go to bars. Like they were all the kind of the players and spent all their money on girls. I was
Hmm.
investing in real estate. I'm like, I'm not going to
Mhm.
waste a bunch of money on club girls and the cars to get the girls and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I'm like, if I have something, I had a '78 Ford F-250 that
Hmm.
had a 351 modified in it that could climb a tree. If you put it in the granny gear, it
Uh-huh.
would climb a freaking tree. And I had that for 3 grand, and it got me everywhere I wanted to go. And I put my money into real estate, and that's how I got, how I retired at 40, and I'm able to, you know, without getting emotional about it, invest what I do into crypto is
Right.
because I had discipline.
Stan
When
has a good question in the chat.
oh, go.
Is crypto community sophisticated enough to weather the paper hands versus the
Here.
TradFi who seem to be willing to hold for years? I'd say crypto community that's left are trapped, and we are here to stay because we're crazy people. Like the tourists are gone, and the like really like the retail outside they never came in. Like we never had a massive explosion of retail interest this whole time. Um, TradFi can also be paper hands, and
Mhm.
they will be hurt by Nvidia at some point along the road. Nvidia is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. So
Yes,
I
the
think,
Magnificent Seven, I'll dare say.
yeah, absolutely. I
You know,
mean, the financial centipede of Oracle and NVIDIA and they're
The human
they're in your
centipede.
yeah, it's the financial centipede. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like we're selling to an Oracle and Oracle's paying from us, and that's our revenue. It's just back and forth, you guys. This is great. We're expanding,
Dude, it's a circle
yeah.
jerk.
So yes, absolutely. Yeah. Only psychos are left. Yeah, I completely agree with Drew. Copy trades. Pat McCrotch is in here, man. He is cat. I'm gonna bring him on my show. Me and my dad.
That guy, you need to permaban that guy. I'm sick of that guy in your chat.
Oh, dude, we are gonna light it up.
Pat my crotch. You're my boy. Yeah, I know. Me and you are probably around the same age. We could probably drink beers and hang out.
No, he's fucking epic, dude. So,
oh no, I can tell he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I miss him. I moved away from him out there in old Colorado. But I'm out here in Georgia.
Yeah,
blazing my own path. I'm glad I did.
Two copy of Pat McCrotch is Drew's dad at 100%.
Yep. He's a tank gunner guy, and engineer, super smart. So he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. But
I always get along with vets. So yeah. Veterans always get along, even if they disagree, they'll just talk shit about each other and buy each other drinks.
Yeah. It's why I can fud my own bags. I'm used to my dad. Like we would sit there and fucking go through the commercials. He'd be like, "Fuck this bullshit," and just be going off, and I'm like, "Oh shit." Culture at 6 and 7 years old and shit. I'm like, "Oh, okay," So, I definitely miss him. Colorado kind of priced me out. It was when I realized I had twins coming, I was more concerned about the food supply and I wanted land. And
better growing season too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, the growing season's great out here.
I'm sure. Yeah, down there in Georgia, absolutely.
Dude, and I can shoot my shotgun all over the prairie. No one fucking bitches me or anything. Nothing.
Oh,
you know I was
actually, you know what? Jeff, the beginning of December is coming up to visit, but sometime we should have a little fucking get together up here at the cabin, a guys' weekend. And I got a gun range. I got a bunch of stuff we can do up here, like kayaking out to waterfalls and stuff. And we could just party it up. We could do some couple live streams from here because we're gonna do a studio. I'm gonna do a studio.
A goddamn bull market, okay, to give me something to celebrate here. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
We've been in the trenches. Thank God we've been making money in these trenches. But fuck, dude, it has been a heinous fight. I mean, the Bitcoin bag's been going up, but this has been. I'm looking around in the room. There has been no bull market here. I think we're in for a crazy 2026. I think a fucking plate check down to 70K is likely. And then Wall Street will have shaken out every single degen out there. And then
anybody that even once thought about leverage is right. If you thought about leverage,
hiding in the corner with my 10K on 10X, but yeah, dude, it's been a battle. And right now I'm going to do DeFi. I'm already trading. I got a really good bag of Tether. Actually, I should probably just turn into Arrow and turn that into DeFi too. I made $3,000 today.
Dude, buy Arrow, put it in a full range pool. I'm earning 34% APR right now.
Yeah, I should do that.
And with the new platform coming, I mean, other than Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, I really don't see anything that's more bullish right now. And I'll say it. This is my closing thoughts. I'll say it from the fucking rooftops. I'll climb every fucking mountain and scream it. Base Network is being built out to be the DeFi and RWA hub of everything. JP Morgan is launching their token on it. Aerodrome is on it. Freaking Morpho is on it. There's cross-chain going on between Plume and Base Network. Aerodrome is about to go multi-platform or multi-network with Ethereum, Solana, freaking Optimism, like 10 different ones right out the gate, Q2 of 2026. It's
Jesus.
Aerodrome, all of the automations that we use VFAT for, the auto compounding, the auto rebalance, all of the different automations, not having to do like the swaps yourself to get into liquidity pools, and the automatic bridging. So if you have Ethereum and you want to get into a pool on Optimism, you can just say, I want to use my Ethereum to enter this pool on Optimism, click, it does it all automatically. It is going to remove the barriers to entry for normal people that don't understand this technology like we do. I can't stress that enough.
They're doing it. Like, think about it. Coinbase is probably going to eventually have the WeChat competitor, and they're going to have a fucking financial piece within the WeChat. And this is the infrastructure for that.
That is exactly what I'm seeing, Drew. Is
Yeah.
just the way that bases, and you got Brian Armstrong sitting with legislators in Washington D.C. whispering in their ear and telling them exactly how to draft the legislation. And I'm sure it's a symbiotic relationship. This is a conspiracy theory. I have nothing to support this, but I highly suspect that they're like, all right, Coinbase, you do our bidding. We'll draft this legislation to where it's beneficial for you, but you're going to do what we have to say about the Genius Act and stablecoin legislation and making sure that everything stays compliant with what we draft as the guide rails for crypto. And I see a lot of these things. A lot of it is just me in my head.
Dude, I think we're on to this. I think you're right. I think like this general path is what's happening. And I got to take a snapshot of this to give Sack nasty shit.
Give him the stank eye.
Yeah. They got to make sure to fucking troll him on X. Son of a bitch. So, no, I think we're on the right path. It's about being patient.
Well, and dude, we need to do that show about Binance because freaking Trump pardoned freaking CZ. Look at all the I don't want to go out too much on a limb here, but look at all the data on October 10th. Look at all the data on a lot of these black swan events, and a lot of it leads back to certain platforms that did certain things that helped things cascade. It's
absolutely.
I think that we should do that freaking video.
Yeah. We'll make sure to do it in a way where we don't need lawyers, but we're gonna be saying some real shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, is if we just do nothing but point to data, and and we just on chain verifiable data.
Yeah.
We don't inject our own thoughts or emotions or feelings or conjecture or anything. We're just like, this is what happened. This is when it happened. This is what the data is saying made it happen. And this was the result.
Yeah. Crazy. I bet it's written. All right, we're gonna film it, you crazy mad lad.
You know me. I like to go down that rabbit hole, and I'll go deep.
Well, I got distracted this week because the Chainlink Swift thing, and then the whole market going to hell in a handbasket. So, I've been a little bit distracted, I would say. But we definitely need to make that video. Definitely.
All right, so Drew, closing thoughts, and then Jeff, closing thoughts, and we'll close it out so I can get some dinner.
Sure. You loved Bitcoin at 126. You're going to absolutely fall head over heels at 70 grand, right? It's going to be huge. I think time frame. Don't listen to the dumbass meme coin people that got rugged out of everything on Twitter saying that it's over for years. Maybe it's over for them, but it's not over for you, right? And it's just one person's chaos is another person's opportunity. And this is a time frame I'm going to be using as opportunity. Mike's got his quant locked in the basement. I got my Chinese quant locked in the shed outside. And it's going to be okay. We're getting the data. and we're going to survive this. So that's what I think.
Beautiful. Jeff, closing thoughts.
Well, if you're not in DeFi, start watching the videos that Mike has on the channel. Watch the Wednesday recap shows with David and Jake, because, like Mike said earlier, David is a savant. I mean, he is just such high level information.
For free.
And for free. This is like tens of thousands of dollars worth of value that he is providing, and breaking it down and showing you the protocols that he uses to basically live his life off of. And signing up for tools like Metrics Finance for free, or the newsletter that Mike has now, and even Drew at the Discover Crypto and all the information that they provide. That follow these guys during the week, and get in Twitter Spaces if you can. There's a lot of high level. Some people, like I was saying earlier, I was in the spaces with Grant Cardone and Max Kaiser and all these guys who are fucking billionaires. It's like you can learn so much from not just people in the crypto space, but traditional finance and real estate, and just learn and soak up as much as you can, and don't be fudded out of your bags. And don't be afraid to consolidate certain things, like Drew was saying earlier, getting out of stuff like Ondo and Morpho and things that might not make sense,
I'm holding Morpho
in your investment strategy.
I
Or
love
Morpho, or
Morpho.
Moonwell. Yeah.
Moonwell and Mammo, though. Like, it's only Arrow and Morpho, It's like...
Yeah, so don't be afraid to consolidate and get out of things that might not be working for you, and just hold on, because it'll get better and it'll be worth it. So
no, that's really what it boils down to, is make sure that you're in solid projects that you believe in long term. And for the most part, you're not going to go wrong. It's just a matter of if you can weather the storm. And that's what I'll boil it all down to, is batten down the hatches, tie off the rudder. The seas are rough, yes, but if you did your research, if you watched good, solid channels that aren't incentivized to push certain projects like Blockchain Basement, like our channel, like the Blockchain Report, we're just going to tell you what we see, and it's going to be based off of data, not emotions. And if you can weather this storm and you're in good, solid projects that are part of the new financial system, I'm laser focused on DeFi and RWAs, because that is the largest use case for this technology. There is nothing that has more money or liquidity flowing through it than RWAs and DeFi and TradFi. That is where my focus is. Base network, Ethereum. That is where people are building. Follow the money. Ignore price. I know it's hard. Look at the data. Look at RWA.xyz. Look at DeFi Llama. There's the tools are out there. This is an opportunity like no one has ever had in history. We have access to the same data as the rich and powerful. It's all on chain. You just have to know where to look and put the pieces together. You'll get through this. Just give it time. Just do what you got to do to give it the time it needs to mature. And I'll end on that.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen,
that's a good one. If you got hate in your heart about a certain project, let it out. Okay.
Hell yeah. I do it daily.
XRP.
Honestly, I don't even hate it. I just see so many people that don't fully understand it and just believe the hype, and it's painful to me.
Crypto Mason if he lets me.
Dude, I'm 51, and I will maybe Crypto Crow. I wouldn't want that dude's big. He's like fucking. He'd be like punching down on me, but
older now. He's got a fucked up neck. I should go in there and do it. Like, come on, like it's gonna be great. I'll get up to 300 pounds and I'll go after Crow. How about
that? I sit comfortably at about 170 to 180 is what I sit comfortably at. So We need to find me a freaking opponent.
Yeah, yeah. Think about that. It might be fun to do. I mean, Jesus, we only live once. Like,
Dude, I would be more than happy to go fucking toe to toe, nose to nose, fucking
we got to make
meet.
it crypto focused, like someone that represents a project. Like, I want Crypto Mason because he represents XRP.
Dude, I would fly out and be your corner man for
Yeah.
that fight. I honestly would.
I would love that. Absolutely. He's from.
Oh, and he's
Yo,
a tall
what's that?
dude too. He's like 6 foot something too, isn't he?
Exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It'll look fair. It's gonna be great. So, gonna be
All
great.
right. Gentlemen, Drew, I appreciate you dropping in. It really made this an awesome stream.
Yes.
Jeff, as always, love hanging out with you, brother. I can't wait for you to come up. We got a lot of stuff planned, for the first weekend of December. We'll make sure we get some cool stuff. Maybe do some live streams up here. But yeah, we definitely need to plan something. Maybe get you up here, Drew, and maybe some of the crew down there, and do like
I
a
got some
guys.
family up there too. I could go see some family up there while I'm up around you. So
Shit.
There you go. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for going the fucking rounds with us for 2 hours and 16 minutes. And until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Later.